Well, hello and welcome back to my channel, Refreshing Words with Danielle Brooks. I am continuing my series, MayDay, A to Z, My Healing Journey. Today, the letter is I and the word is intuition. If I had a subtitle, it would be Learning to Trust Your Gut. I had to learn to trust my inner knowing, my guidance, the Holy Spirit, my intuition, whatever you want to call it. When you have been exposed to trauma and are learning to heal, you may pick up things that don't serve you well, like people pleasing, minimizing yourself, minimizing your needs, and overriding the sensibilities that you have within yourself that are trying to guide you. That is something that definitely happened to me. It's something that I dealt with. I just always doubted myself. I always overrode every feeling, every leaning, because I just wanted to give people the benefit of the doubt. And the reality was that was people pleasing. That was my fear showing up. That was my attempting to maintain control, to not upset the apple cart. But I'll do a little bit of story time with this video to illustrate in a very scary moment of transition where I was shown very clearly by my spirit that I was on the right track. It was shortly after my divorce was final. My home that we had raised our children in for most of their lives had just sold, all in the same month, in February of 2020. And where I live, the rental market was very tight. I could not find a rental. My debt to income ratio was such that even though the house had sold, it was still showing on my credit report. It takes a while for it to update to show that the house was sold. And so I had a big challenge finding a rental. And I initially was seeing all of that as just signs that I had made a terrible mistake, that maybe I should, not have gone through with this divorce and upended my life in such a drastic way to the point that I had to end up moving into an extended stay hotel with my younger daughter. And I remember just crying and crying. I was so desperate, just going to different rental properties. And it was kind of like the Hunger Games, where there would be multiple people trying to rent homes. And I felt so inadequate as a mother that I felt like I could not provide basic shelter for my child. And we had to end up putting all of our furnishings into storage because I just couldn't make it happen by the date we had to be out of our house for the new owners to take possession of it. So find a storage company, find movers, and our storage unit was number 31. And, that was the beginning of me seeing this number 31 over and over and over. I would see it in cars, license plates in front of me, where 31 would just be the prominent number. One time it was just repeated, 31, 31, 31 was the people's license plate number. When I finally realized that, we needed to go ahead into an extended stay unit, feeling very defeated. But we moved into a Marriott extended stay, and our room number was 31. And so it was that kind of confirmation that in my spirit, I began to be calm, to know that I had made the absolute right choice for my life, for my future, for my health and well-being. And again, 31 would continue to come up. And finally, I worked with a realtor to find a rental unit. I just couldn't do it on my own. I kept striking out, and I was just ready to get out of that extended stay. And by this point, my thinking mind was trying to take over. And so I began to feel like, oh, the address must gonna have a 31 in it. And that was not the case. But we finally did find a rental unit. A couple months had passed, so my credit report had been updated with the full sale of the home. And so I was able to find a really nice rental unit. And when I got the keys to the unit, the property management company had them in this little key box, and the tag on the key was number 31. And so it was such an affirming feeling to know that I had these signs that were affirming me trusting myself, trusting my gut, my knowing that I needed to make this change. I just can't even begin to describe. Like, I still have that little key, the little key marker that was on those keys as just a reminder to myself that if ever I doubt my inner knowing again, I just look in my jewelry box and I see that little tag as a reminder to me that, in fact, it was the right choice and that I can trust myself. I can learn to trust my gut. And so if you are on a healing journey and you are beat down, maybe you've been in a situation similar to mine where you literally were doubting your reality because the people or person you were dealing with was doing everything in their power to cause you to believe something other than what you were seeing right in front of your eyes. You may need to tap into your inner knowing, your spirit, your Holy Spirit, your guide, to lead you on a path to light, to love, to healing, to truth, and to knowing. And so I have a couple of notes, questions that you may want to ask yourself if you are trying to know that you know and do what you know and move in what you know in your gut. Number one is, what am I pretending not to know? Because you know, somewhere deep inside, there's a nudge, there's a tinge, there's a recurring thought or number that keeps coming up. The second question is, what happens when I trust my first response? What happens? Think about a time when you just moved out on instinct to remind yourself that you are trustworthy, that the answers are in you. You know what is best for you. Learn to trust your gut. And finally, what truth keeps coming back? No matter how much you try to ignore it, no matter how much somebody is trying to convince you that it is not true, what truth keeps coming back? You have your answers. The answers are inside you. And so, again, your intuition is there to guide and lead you. Your intuition is there to give you the pathway to your best choices. And I encourage you to invest in whatever repair and recovery you need so that you can begin to trust your intuition, that you can trust your gut. Well, that's all for today. If this resonated with you, please give me a like or subscribe. Also, would appreciate you sharing it if there is someone in your life that you believe might connect with this content. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment below. Let me know a situation where you were learning to trust yourself. What was the aha moment for you? Until next time, take care.